Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
Nature is a powerful thing, and one thing that it demands is our respect. And without a doubt, there are times when it's just a beautiful thing to behold, and other times it can bring us to our knees before we even realize what's going on. One of the biggest ways it does this is through making waves on the ocean. Some are ones you can surf, yes, but others are ones you need to run from because they can sink boats and ravage cities. So, due to that, allow us to show you 10 monster waves caught on camera. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 10. Wave versus cruise ship. This is the story of the GALE-FORCE, an Antarctic cruise ship that has done many passages from that part of the world to Argentina in order to give their passengers a truly interesting experience. But on one venture, as they were going through the Drake Passage on their way home to Argentina, a 30-foot wave hit the ship, and as a result, the windows of the captain's cabin were shattered and electrical power was shorted out, thus causing the ship to stall and stagnate. However, thankfully for them, there was an explorer ship nearby from, we're not kidding here, National Geographic. Yeah, for real. They saw the ship in danger and were able to get a satellite phone to the ship so they could better get the help they needed. They were able to make it home without too much damage, but that certainly was an incredible experience. Even the captain noted that in all of his voyages to the Antarctic Circle, he had never seen weather that caused these kinds of waves. Number 9. Wahoo nuclear test wave. The date was July 26, 1946. It was well after World War II, yet America was preparing for its next war, the Cold War with Russia. And one of the biggest things they did was prepare themselves by making more nuclear weapons. However, on the date in question, they decided to do a new kind of test, one that would put a nuclear device below the depths of the ocean. They called it Helen of Bikini because they were next to the Bikini Atoll. Anyway, they suspended the device 90 feet below the surface and detonated it. Why would they do such a thing? There was a fear that naval vessels would be pointless in an age of nuclear strikes and aerial bombardment, so they put their test ships near the nuclear device and stated that the ships could not only survive the waves, but the radiation, be decontaminated, and be used. They were wrong. Not only did the waves sink some of the vessels because of their height and ferocity, but the radiation was so great that the ships had to be abandoned. Footage of this Wahoo nuclear test is truly terrifying, and it made sure everyone feared the power of nuclear bombs. Number 8. World's largest surfing wave. If you're a surfer or have ever thought of going surfing, then you need to know that some of the waves people surf are really big and almost look like tidal waves. But how big can they get? The answer is pretty big. The biggest one on record came in 2017 off of the coast of Nazar, Portugal, where one Brazilian surfer found himself riding a wave that was over 80 feet tall and resembled more of an avalanche of water versus a wave that you could ride. And yet, he rode it. Granted, novice surfers shouldn't even think of attempting something like this, but for experienced ones, it might just be the ride of your life. Number 7. Japan earthquake wave. Natural disasters have a way of being amplified by other natural disasters, and a great example of this is when the earthquake that hit Japan in 2011. That earthquake was 9.0 on the Richter scale, meaning it was a true monster, and it was the biggest earthquake Japan had in 140 years. But a byproduct of that earthquake was a massive wave that hit Japan. More than that though, it was a 30-foot tsunami that hit Japan and was strong enough and big enough to wipe away houses off the street. This is proof that Mother Nature is powerful, and one thing can easily lead to another and leave destruction in its wake. Number 6. Cape Town's storm waves. If you think some of these waves haven't been truly recent, then you haven't been paying attention to Africa. Because last year in 2019, the government of Cape Town issued warnings of a storm front that was coming to their area that could have intense storms, gale-force winds, and so on. But as cam footage showed, another byproduct of this was massive waves rising up from the oceans and causing some damage on its own. to the extent that one wave was so big that it easily consumed cars. These waves were even said to have been the cause of climate change in the area. Number 5. The second biggest wave ever surfed. Garrett McNamara is another surfer who has gone above and beyond the call in order to surf a big wave. In fact, he set the world record for the biggest wave ever surfed not once, but twice. He did it the first time in 2011 and then again in 2013. That's pretty impressive when you think about it. He likened riding those waves to riding down mountains of water, and that the rush was incredible. Number 4. Ship hit by wave. Waves have incredible power, and if you don't believe us, believe the 1,000 people that were on board this particular ship when it was hit by a wave that was so intense that it left the ship leaning towards one side. This is a dangerous position to be in because it means that the ship could have capsized, and given the conditions they were in, it likely would have resulted in loss of life. But as the footage also shows, the ship was able to right itself. But that's not exactly comforting given that it meant the ship could easily sink if the right wave hit it once again. Number 3. North Wave C. This is a very special clip of a wave because it honestly gives you a first-person view of what it's like to take a massive wave head-on. Out in the North Sea, which is above Europe for the record, a vessel was shown to be heading right towards a 100-foot wave, and you can see the wave literally crashing onto it and not even being visible for a time. It's noted that had this boat been smaller, it likely would have sunk, but this one survived. Not just that, the Scottish captain of the ship not only filmed it happening, but laughed as it hit the ship and saying it was awesome. Guess massive waves of water can't deter a Scotsman. Number 2. Anthem of the Seas. The Anthem of the Seas is one of the biggest cruise ships ever constructed. It's truly something to behold. But even it was put to the test when caught up in a storm in the Atlantic Ocean with waves so high they were literally covering up the windows of some of the passengers' rooms when they hit the boat. The storm was so intense, it had gale-force winds attached to it, and the deck of the cruise ship was wrecked. Furthermore, the ship was leaning because of the bombardment, and the ship at one point stayed still to try to mitigate the damage. Showing no matter how big your vessel is, the ocean has something to bring it down a notch. Number 1. The rogue waves of Deadliest Catch. As incredible as these waves we've shown you have been, there has been one show that has consistently and terrifyingly brought you up close and personal footage of deadly waves on basically a seasonal basis, and that is Discovery's Deadliest Catch. The show is based on crab fishermen that go out to Alaska's Bering Sea and try to survive the often incredibly rough conditions of the sea and ocean, and every captain and crew member will tell you that the thing they fear the most is the rogue waves. Rogue waves are massive and unpredictable waves that arise because of shifting ocean conditions, and they can literally come out of nowhere to hit a boat and cause major havoc. An early season episode showed this perfectly when a 60-foot rogue wave blasted a boat so bad it broke a window in the captain's wheelhouse and threw everyone for a loop. Another classic one was on the fishing vessel Wizard, where a rogue wave literally came over from the front of the boat, consumed the whole deck, and sent many crew members flying. These rogue waves are impossible to prepare for, and they can flood the deck of any boat with hundreds of thousands of gallons of water. They have battered boats, wrecked them, and yes, caused them to capsize. Watching the footage of them hitting the ships is something to behold, and you're grateful when no crew member is seriously hurt. And because of their nature, it seems like every single Deadliest Catch season, there was one caught on camera, proving just how random and dangerous they are, and how you need to be watchful in order to make sure that you're not blindsided. So, what did you think? What did you think of this look at the various monster waves that have been caught on camera? Can you believe the size of these waves or the damage they have caused? Which of these waves made you feel small just by watching them go to work? Which ones do you think are even more imposing when you see them up close and personal? Do you know of other massive waves that should have been caught on camera? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.